Ezekiel saw the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel, way in the middle of the air. The big wheel run by faith, and the little wheel run by the grace of God. A wheel in a wheel, way in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel, way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel, way in the middle of the air. The big wheel run by faith, and the little wheel run by the grace of God. A wheel in a wheel, way in the middle of the air.
Paradox Players is really just a great community theater to work with here in Austin. They are composed of this large family of volunteers that come together just to create good theater. And they're always just growing and bringing in new talent. And in this production, we have been really fortunate to connect with Madeline Macaulay and the Heritage Chorale. They're here to blend in this rich history of African American spirituals from the late 1800s. Sisters Under the Skin is a Civil War spy drama that looks at the lives of three women who had tremendous influence on the history of our country during the Civil War. One of the women that is represented in this play is Elizabeth Van Lew, who was an abolitionist slave owner working alongside President Lincoln to infiltrate the Confederate White House. One of the ways that she did this was by placing a brilliant and educated slave, Mary Bowser, into the Jefferson Davis household as a dining room serving girl, who essentially became Lincoln's eyes and ears in the heart of the Confederacy. In this play, we are also introduced to Verena Davis, who is President Jefferson Davis's wife. She not only brings to life unseen characters in the story, but she also provides us with insight on how her own humanity and silence protected the lives of the two women who betrayed her with espionage.
After a few weeks with the Davises, Mary, as Ellen, was allowed upstairs where the family lived. Here, Davis often left important papers lying around for anybody to see, anybody who could read.
Won't see you today, Miss Davis? The usual, with my special syrup.
I told myself I can help destroy this evil system of Negro bondage. And I knew what would happen to me if I got caught spying. Flogging, hanging, public execution. Scared, yeah, sure. I'd be scared.
I am Peggy Schott. I play the role of Verena Davis. She is the wife of the President of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis. Verena was a very joyful person, but she was trying so hard throughout her life to live up to the expectations of a woman of her day, a woman of her standing in her day. And then she also lived through terrible tragedies in her life, but still kept that joy inside.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. Good times there were not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland.
I'm Rodnisha Green. I am playing Mary Bowser. Mary Bowser was a very unique woman for her time. She was a slave in the Van Lew household that was unable to be freed due to the laws of the Virginia Commonwealth. And despite that particular factor, though, she was able to come alongside Elizabeth Van Lew and play a very integral part in the Union's espionage of the Confederacy during that Civil War era. They were able to leverage her position as a slave to plant her in the Confederate White House, and given that most women, black women at that time, were not assumed to be educated, she was able to retrieve a lot of information and play a very helpful and key part in giving the Union leverage and advantage over the Confederacy.
Well, Mr. Lincoln and all these soldiers and all the folks that done died in this terrible war have died for nothing.
My name is Ray Peterson, and I am playing Elizabeth Van Lew.
Elizabeth Van Lew was a woman who defied convention. She knew her own mind and did not believe that the color of one's skin defined one's humanity.
Probably didn't know quite whether she was crazy or not, but there was enough of the craziness there that they didn't take her seriously and dismissed her. So she was able to mastermind an incredible ring of spies and get information out of Richmond, Virginia.
I ask you, is Crazy Bet crazy?
crazy patriarch.
Sisters Under the Skin began as a short one-woman play called Crazy Bet. Ray Peterson was the original Elizabeth Van Lew. We're very fortunate to still have her with us and continuing to work on this play. She's worked closely over the last 2 years with the playwright and has really brought this story out to the public. Last year, Crazy Bet won Best of Fest at Austin's Frontera Fest, and it really paved the way for the playwright to expand the story and to explore the perspectives of the two other women involved, Mary Bowser and Verena Davis. As a director, you always want to put the right people in place to support your vision and also collaborate by bringing their own creativity and insight to the stage. This allows the greatest good of the play to come forth. This particular production has been one of the most productive and rewarding experiences collaboratively that I've had in Austin theater.
We need some WD-40 on the doors. How can we make that happen? You got that?
No, just give me a phone.
Having two assistant directors on this show with a wide range of talents and skills has really taken the show to another level. Our first AD, Eric Nelson, has worked in theater for over a decade, and his contribution to this play has really extended over into set design and construction, and also creating this magnificent lighting plot that really allows the audience to stay with the actors as they move through this really challenging ebb and flow of time and space.
Right, because we wanted
Eric is incredibly humble and has been this critical component to the production. Derek Dahlman is our second AD, and he's provided not only historical research and actor-director support, but he's also one of our reliably good-to-go sources for comedic relief after hours of rehearsing some of the more intense and difficult scenes that we have.
We had so much fun in this play.
We also have a family of volunteers that just do an amazing job of tackling everything from props and lighting to backstage in front of house. We have a very experienced stage manager and producer, John Bamey, who keeps everything running smoothly and will continue to keep the show on track throughout the run. When you have all of this support and energy from people who are really passionate about theater and give so generously of their time, and you put that behind three tremendously talented actresses who have dedicated themselves to really discovering these women in our history, you come out at the end with a production that you can really be proud of and feel honored to be a part of.
A lady never reveals her secrets.
We hope to honor the memory of Elizabeth Van Lew, Verena Davis, and Mary Bowser with our performance. They each had a desire to be heard and understood during a time in our history when it was forbidden for women to speak publicly. So this play, Sisters Under the Skin, provides a new and modern platform for each of these women to express their real identities, their feelings, and also their convictions around slavery, and finally have the chance to proclaim who they really are in the most authentic sense.
I think people should come see this play because it looks at the lives of three women who don't do what is expected at a time when the lines were drawn so clearly that they couldn't be crossed, and yet every single one of these women crosses those lines.
See, husband, I'm still wearing my ring.